your host on this channel, continuing our discussion on understanding the Rahu and Ketu's axis in different houses. In this video, we will have our discussion on that if you will find Rahu to be placed in your 8th house and Ketu to be placed in your 2nd house, that what kind of results this axis is going to manifest. So guys, as you know that Rahu and Ketu's axis becomes very important if you want to actually decipher your karmic path in this lifetime, any sort of latent talents which you possess. And guys, when we talk about 2nd house and 8th house, which primarily tells about our values, which tells about our financial inflow, 8th house which has to do with our longevity, all sort of esoteric knowledge. So specific to this these two houses, Rahu and Ketu's presence tend to become very sensitive, which becomes very important to understand. So guys, let's first take our discussion to the house where Rahu is placed. So guys, as you know that when we talk about 8th house, and if you will place Rahu over here, if the energies of Rahu is manifesting in a dignified way, this can make someone an astrologer, an explorer, researcher, like whatsoever you will do, you might do that in a very unorthodox fashion, like all those taboo breaking people who are able to carve a niche for themselves, like all those people who leave a legacy, and their work, their contribution in the life tend to remain immortal. Like even after when they have gone, they are remembered for the good deeds done by them. That is the kind of potential which this 8th house placement of Rahu can manifest. But again guys, because when we talk about 8th house, which has got a lot of secrecy involved over there, this is also the prime house of all sort of mental anguish and sexual kind of passion and sexuality as well. So over here, if you will find that the other factors in the chart are acting out negative, in a way that we say this thing that Rahu in a way give results akin or equivalent to the Saturn, or the only planet which can control the energies of Rahu is Mercury, because Rahu in a way just tells about the kind of thought which comes to our mind. So if you will place Rahu in the 8th house, mind might get obsessed with all the unethical things. Like guys, when we talk about all those gamblers, people with gambling issues, people with unethical behavior in the society, criminal tendencies, lot of enmity all around in the world, court cases, so that could also be attached as the negative side of this placement of Rahu. And guys, even when we talk about sexuality, people many times misunderstand, like the way people say this thing that Mars and Venus conjunction can make someone very sexual, very kind of passionate. But let's say for example, even when we talk about Mars and Venus, in certain cases this combination definitely can make someone very passionate, and it can also make you very enjoyable, very loving, very committed as well in the matters of relationship. But when we talk about Rahu cannot enjoy like the way Venus can enjoy in intimacy. Rahu cannot be as committed, as loyal as Mars could be. So in majority of the cases, this placement of Rahu in the 8th house can give obsession towards sexual perversion as well, like which primarily manifests itself in the cases of the teenagers, like you know when you are your hormones are changing, or even when people go through midlife crisis, when you are not able to handle your life and whatsoever temptation you are finding in the world, you are just trying to find happiness over there. So this could be a negative side of Rahu's placement in the 8th house. But again guys, we have to see in synchronicity that how the whole chart is resonating, how other planets are contributing. Like let's say for example, with this 8th house placement of Rahu, if you will find that Mercury is well placed, Saturn is aspecting this 8th house placed Rahu, and the 8th house lord is in a strengthened state, then this can actually make you very researcher, very explorer, and whatsoever transformation will come in the life of the native, that might uplift his life. And also guys, your thoughts might be very well controlled, might be very much driven towards your growth, and you might have a very expansive mindset. Now guys, when we talk about where Ketu is placed, which is in the 2nd house, so as you know that Ketu is a planet of detachment. So over here, this can give speech related issue for sure. And even in the matters of finances, generally it has been seen that people go through extreme transformation, extreme reversal of fortune, windfall gain. These kind of outcome or circumstances are very common with this placement of Ketu in the 2nd house. Also guys, native native might be a rebel. And even when we talk about the immediate family members, over there native might have to experience very heavy karma. Like this could be a case that you are the only bread earner in a big family, and even the responsibility of your siblings, of your whole family, has fallen onto your shoulder. Or like you might have been deceived by your own immediate family members, or there is some sort of karmic burden and responsibilities where some of the wrong decision taken by your father, taken by your uncles, and all that burden has come to you. So this is a kind of a typical placement which actually put your finances, your speech, your tradition, your values, and your loyalty and commitment to that always on the pedestal, always on the scrutiny. But guys, like the way I say this thing, that the good aspect of this placement is that specifically when we talk about anything to do with the occult, anything to do with the spirituality, with the mantra siddhi, like in extreme cases, this is a kind of a typical combination where if you are that elevated soul, that you have devoted your life to the path of spirituality towards gaining mantra siddhi. Like let's say for example with this placement, if your 5th house individually is in a strengthened state, Jupiter is aspecting Ketu in the 2nd house, these people might have that vak siddhi as well, that whatsoever you will predict, whatsoever you will say, that will come out true. So yes guys, this is how we can say. One thing is for sure, that when it comes down to not only your relationship with your immediate family, but with the family of your spouse as well, there could be some heavy karma or some significant experiences which native has to endure or native has to go through. But again guys, when I say karma, when I say these kind of karmic word, whenever I throw around or use these words, that does not mean only obstacles or difficulties. That can also manifest in the form of some blessings and gifts which can come to you in the form of good deeds and good karma, good merits accumulated by your soul in the past lifetime as well. But guys, couple of things which I want to say. Dedication and devotion to a cause becomes very important with this access. Discipline in the life becomes very important with this kind of access. And let's say for example, if your overall chart is indicating, like let's say for example, you have got interest in astrology and you saw this combination in the chart of a teenager or someone who is still building up his career, and with this access, let's say for example, if like Mars is in a strengthened state, Saturn is in a strengthened state, so that is going to give us this idea that this person might do good away from his birthplace, from his native place. And second thing is that all those professions where secrecy, treachery, or arguments, arbitration, lawsuit related concerns are involved, like becoming a lawyer, becoming a cop, becoming a surgeon. If all of that with this kind of placement and combination in your chart, if someone will target for these professions, that person might do very good in those occupations. Because guys, this is how the astrology works. Astrology at the end is the science of guidance and connecting someone with the right energies. Like let's say for example, if this is what your life path is going to be, so if you will not inculcate that as a form of using this energy constructively in your life, in the form of becoming a lawyer, becoming a surgeon, or becoming a in any of those fields where working with the classified secretive information is required as a part of the nature of job. So if you will not take this route, life might put you in a twisted way in these kind of situation. Like rather than becoming a lawyer, you might be a victim of so many court cases which have been filed against you. Your own friends and family has turned against you, or all sort of deception and betrayal from the immediate people. So it all comes down to in which way you want to channelize or use this energy. Like guys, with this kind of access, my recommendation is always that the worship of the ferocious gods like Lord Hanuman, Lord Shiva, Goddess Kali tend to manifest good results. And with this kind of access, it also becomes important that which end of the nodal axis is operating more strongly in your case. Like obviously with this kind of axis, if your moon is conjunct with Rahu, then that means that Rahu energy might be very significant in your case. Your thought process needs to be monitored. Or with this axis, your ascendant lord is conjunct with Ketu in the 2nd house, then the role of Ketu might become more significant in your case. So that is the kind of scrutinization you have to do. So guys, generally we say that for the appeasing the energies of Rahu, worship of Lord Kalbhairava, worship of goddess Durga becomes very important, very helpful. And in order to appease and tame the energies of Ketu, nothing could be better than the worship of the Lord Ganesha. And if you want to kind of channelize the energies of Rahu, so keeping a piece of silver in your body, around your energies, around your aura, like in the form of wearing a silver chain or keeping a piece of silver in your pocket, tend to act very good. And generally, in order to appease the energies of Ketu, we say this thing that using saffron, like putting a saffron tilak in your forehead in the morning after your prayers, or consuming saffron in the form of your beverages, like in the milk, in the coffees and all, that can also prove to be very helpful. So yes guys, these are the few things which I want to say as a part of my inputs for this axis placement, which is very sensitive. Guys, trust me, it's not like that. I have seen a lot many people who have also got benefited with this axis. Lot many scientists, researchers. I still remember there's an actor whose chart I got this opportunity to see. He consulted me. So in his case, he has got a Capricorn Lagna, and ascendant lord Saturn is conjunct with Rahu in the 8th house, and Ketu is conjunct with Moon in the 2nd house. But in his case, his Jupiter is exalted in the 7th house, his Venus is in a strengthened state in the 10th house, and just because he ran into good dashas, and these planets are well placed in the D9 chart, so he did not face much of the trouble. Definitely, when he says like the significant event which happened in his life, they all were unpredictable, they all happened suddenly in a blink of eye. But it did not harm him. It did not put him in a state of misery. Rather, these events uplifted his life. So yes guys, this is how it all comes down to that. If you have to scrutinize this axis, so studying that how the planets are supported by their house lord and how they are placed in the D9 chart will also become very important. So yes guys, for further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.